Hi guys, my name is Ari and this is my channel Mr. QA. Here I show how to write automated tests on C# plus Selenium plus xUnit and explain everything in simple words. I've created this channel to help you understand automation. We are going to test the Internet Heroku app website step by step. This website has everything we need for practice. Login forms, buttons, checkboxes, file upload, dynamic elements, and so on. Today, we're gonna start with the installation of Visual Studio, Selenium WebDriver, and xUnit. Let's get started. Alright, first we need to download and install Visual Studio. Open your browser and go to visualstudio.microsoft.com. Click to download Visual Studio and select Community Edition because it's free. Once the download is complete, run the installer. As you can see, I already have Visual Studio installed, so I won't show the installation process. It's pretty simple. Select .NET Desktop Development, click Install, and wait for the installation to finish. After that, Visual Studio is ready to use. Let's launch Visual Studio. First, we need to create a new project. To do that, I am clicking the Create a New Project button. Next, we need to choose the xUnit test project. Let's name our project Heroku Selenium. Then, we need to select the latest version of .NET. In my case, it's 9.0. In the project solution, you can see a unit test 1 file, which was created by Visual Studio by default. But we can remove it as we are going to create our own. Next, we need to install 3 packages: Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Support, and Selenium WebDriver Chrome Driver. To do that, we need to click Tools, then NuGet Package Manager, and then Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. After that, we need to go to the Browse tab and type Selenium. And install the first 3 packages. Alright, everything seems to be set up, and now we can start writing our first test. As you already know, we are going to test the Internet Heroku app website. The first section on the list is A/B testing. However, this test doesn't work as expected because the page always displays the same heading, A/B testing variation 1, and the same description, even after refreshing. So, instead of checking for different versions of the page, we will write a simple test to verify that the correct text is displayed. Before writing the test, we need to set up our testing environment properly. Since every test will require a browser session, we need a BaseTest class to handle WebDriver initialization and browser settings. The BaseTest class will create and configure the WebDriver before each test, open the browser and maximize the window, navigate to main page of the website, close the browser after the test is finished. By keeping WebDriver set up in BaseTest, we avoid repeating the same code in every test. Now I am going to create the BaseTest class. I right-click on the project, select Add, and click Class. In the name field, I type BaseTest and press Enter. The first thing we need in BaseTest is a WebDriver instance, which will control the browser during our tests. Since we will use it in all test classes, we declare it as protected. so it will be accessible to all classes that inherit from BaseTest. Now we need to initialize WebDriver before each test. For this, we create a method which will handle the browser setup. Let's name it setup. Inside this method, the first thing we need to do is create a new instance of Chrome driver. This will open the Chrome browser. Next, we want the browser to start in maximized mode so that all elements are visible. Finally, the last step is to open the website that we are going to test. Since we are starting from the home page, we need to navigate to https the internet.heroku.com. Now our setup method is ready, and every test will start with an open browser on the correct page. Right now we have the setup method, but there is one issue. It doesn't run automatically before tests. Since we want WebDriver to be initialized before every test, we need to make sure setup is executed when the BaseTest class is created. To do this, we add a constructor that will call setup. Now, whenever a test class inherits from BaseTest, the setup method will run automatically. Once the test is finished, we need to make sure the browser is closed properly. For this, we need to create a dispose method, which will clean up WebDriver resources. And here, we also need to add the iDisposable interface. Now, when we have our BaseTest class, let's organize our project structure. Since we are testing a full website, we need to keep our code clean, structured, and easy to maintain. To achieve this, we will use the page object model approach. Here, how our project will be structured. Folder pages stores all page classes with locators and methods for interacting with elements. Folder tests contains test classes for each feature. This will make our test more readable, reusable, and easier to maintain. Okay, let's create these two folders. So let's create our first page class for this home page. I right click on the page folder, select add, and then click class. I name it page 00 underscore home. Okay. I start by declaring a WebDriver instance to control the browser in this class. This will allow us to find elements and interact with the page. Next, I add a constructor to pass WebDriver from the test class. Then I create a method that will click on any link by its text. Now this page class is ready and we can use it in our tests. Now let's create a page class for A/B testing. On this page, we have a heading and description, and we need to verify their text. To do this, I create a new class called page01 A/B testing inside the pages folder. I start by declaring WebDriver and adding a constructor to pass it from the test class. Then I add two methods to find the heading and the description on the page. Let's name the first method as getABTestHeader. And let's name the second method as getABTestText. At this point, we need locators for these elements. To find them, I open DevTools in the browser and inspect the elements. Here, we can see that both the heading and the description are inside a div with the class example. Since we want to select the heading h3 inside this block, we use .example h3. For the description, which is inside a p tag, we use .example p. Now, this page class is ready.
We have created all the necessary page classes. So let's create our first test class. Let's name it test1 underscore AB testing. And here we need to inherit this class from our BaseTest class. So let's name our method verify AB test text. First, we need to initialize homepage and A/B testing page, passing the WebDriver to both.
As you can see, there is a red underline here. That's because we forgot to pass iWebDriver in the constructor of our page classes. Let's add it now. Now the error is gone. Next, we call the click-on-element method in homepage to navigate to the A/B testing page. And we need to provide here a link text. So we need to call this method click-on-element and provide our link text. Our link text is A/B testing. Okay. Now we need to create two variables, A/B test header and A/B test text, to store the heading and the description from the A/B testing page. To do this, we need to call these two methods from the A/B testing page. Now we have both elements stored in variables and can use them in assertions. Next, we need to check if their text is correct. In the first assertion, we verify that the heading matches this text. Let's copy this. In the second one, we need to check that the description contains this text. Now, let's run the test and see if everything works correctly. Oh, the test is not running. Let's check what's wrong. I forgot to mark the test method with fact. And also the test class and base test need to be public. Let's fix that now. And now everything should work. Let's run the test again. As we can see, the test has passed successfully. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. In the next one, we will continue writing more tests. If you found this useful, subscribe to my channel and leave a like. It really helps. See you in the next video.